Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurrahimi binti Idiris. I'm from College Community Kuantan. Today I will present my paper entitled Education for at First Sight. This paper consists of three researchers, which is me, Nur Akmal binti Muhammad, and Sharifah Adawiyah binti Tai Ahmad, which from Polytechnic Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah. Okay, as you can see nowadays, online courses or online class and webinar are mushrooming to equip both learners and educators toward the current trend of education today. So it is important to identify the learning environment, course delivery, and course assessment to decide just the right decision between learning environment versus course delivery, between learning environment versus course assessment, and between course delivery and course assessment. This will contribute to the implementation of curriculum for IR4 or other possible changing curriculum variables. So in order to understand this, the need to enhance should involve the knowledge in understanding learners' behavior and experience indeed. This paper will elaborate on the current situation of conducting education for, some definitions, the readiness to education for, some issues related to education for, and suggestion to improvise the perspective of the instructors towards education for through literature review. So the problem statement here is educators have to get engaged in the current wave of education. So the challenge around the educators need to be addressed in order to aware of change that happen to channel it positively. So is there a choice not to follow the wave, or is it possible to follow the flow with or without understanding? So the recent findings among 35 polytechnics in Malaysia shows up that 94.3% agree that their institution needs an education about IR4 planning and that. So this paper is mainly to create awareness and understanding on the what and how the education for in Malaysia. So there are mainly three research questions involved in this paper. The first one is, what are the current situation of conducting education for? Secondly, what are the readiness levels and issues related to education for? And the last one is how to improvise the perspective of the instructor towards education for. So the current situation of education for. Okay, the technological advancement in IR4 for educational purpose comprise 3D printing, augmented reality, virtual reality, cloud computing, hologram, biometric, multitouch LCD screen, artificial intelligence, and so many more lah. And so many more. So the instructors should play their roles to support the evolution by not considering it as a threat to the conventional teaching method. Potential learning style among TVET polytechnic students has been studied to improve student learning achievement outcome. This gives students the competitive edge and empower the lecturers teaching style concerning the IR4 learning and methods. Industrial Revolution 4 give indirectly urge teachers to develop students with high skills, critical thinking, and emotional well-being by adapting the learning skills of the 21st century. The education format future learning more customized, hyper-intelligent, portable, worldwide, and virtual. This era offers continuous pressure, which changing the flow of education and instructional advanced landscape into a smart classroom. So the importance to integrate industrial evolution 4 and in Internet of Things or IoT in government in order to keep track along with the advancement. The readiness among 400 students of public university in Malaysia shows that 90% have heard about IR4 and 70% understand IR4 in general. The issue on unemployment and the economy is the potential impact of IR4. There are mixed reactions from academics on their readiness and awareness of IR4 and its impact. And should the existing curriculum be revamped to serve uh, students' needs on IR4? So academics opine that the delivery methods must change too. So academicians of MDUM resulted mixed reaction on their awareness and readiness of IR4 at its impact and the need of transformation in teaching and learning methods. The urge in preparing students to involve in critical thinking, collaboration, communication and creativity is a must in order to equip them in Education 4 for future work expectations. The preliminary study had been done to explore the level of awareness in polytechnics lecturers in polytechnics in Malaysia of the required human capital in industrial solution for transformation. So in dealing with issues in Education 4, areas need to be identified are the assessment type, pedagogy philosophy, agility of governance and sustainability. The Education 4 also need to address the evolution of education, the vision of Education 4 and its challenge and solutions. What needs to be notified in Education 4 implementation is the education transformation, the role of education institution, the factors in driving the transformation and its challenge. Management capabilities and competencies and innovation seems to be a separate element in handling the urge of Education 4. Competencies, skills, solution and personal attributes help to strengthen an Education 4 requirement. A total of 203 technical and vocational education and training lecturers in Malaysia involved in the study of determining the influence of professional identity and ethics on the readiness of TVET lecturers in facing IR4. The finding exposed the significant influence of lecturers' understanding of the intelligence age and their readiness to face IR4. However, professional ethics is not found to be a mediator of the relationship between IR4 understanding and readiness. So the room for improvement is open for providing IR4 courses and training for lectures and facility for teaching and learning technologies. It has been said that university curriculum structure and instructional design must also be reconsidered to prepare the students to face the transformation of Education 4 and technological evolution. So one of the elements in Education 4 is through the usage of widely used social media like Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. The existence of these elements impact the users, the teachers or the students emotionally, especially for women. It is reported that the overusage of those media will result in deep impact of their emotional development. So a study conducted to explore the perspective and practice of mobile learning in higher education for a survey about students' mobile technology ownership and learning practice show that it's high and continues to increase among students. The study implicates that mobile technology practice has good prospect for teaching and learning in higher education form. It was suggested that more research should be carried out to offer additional knowledge with regard to the application of the current study for for developing student mobile technologies practice. So the set of competency for technical and vocational education and training is reviewed due to this transformation of education. An outcome-oriented qualification framework is developed that support the process of adaptation and innovation of developed system. So as a conclusion, students are the main potential in education. The equipment or changing condition are just two, whether it be IL4 or Education4 in being a mediator to continue development of education. In terms of intellect aspect, students have time to make themselves prepared intellectually by doing some precedent studies on what is going to be learned, get ready to explore and practice critical thinking. Last but not least, the importance of their physical aspect in order to ensure their physical health. For instance, the way they sit, their physical exercise, the health of their eyes, and their time spent online. Their time spent online are factors that need to be considered to ensure success in education. The three major elements that need to be addressed, which are learning environment, course theory, and course assessment, must be prioritized by students first rather than just implement it without deep and detailed consideration. That's all. Thank you.